Vespa's a tool.
Precisely.
Right?
Precisely, right? Versus, oh, I'm just going to drink this shake or eat this bar and it's going to do it all. And it just,
Right.
it doesn't happen that way.
Right. And let's give a shout out to people like Magda Goo. There's a time and a place for those.
100%. And I have honey stinger gels. I use honey stinger gels. I have waffles. Sorry, I'm not a Goo person. I apologize, Magda. But, and I think she knows that. But anyway.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's like use whatever what works for you on race day.
And that's it. It doesn't mean you just use your Vespa. People think, oh, well, am I just supposed to use this Vespa like it's like a gel? And we've talked about this before. No, that doesn't work. you need calories. Like you just
don't need as much as you think you need.
Correct.
Because you have most of it on your body. It's like Pareto's law, 80-20.
That's right. Exactly.
On race day. If you go on a training run, I mean, how many days have you done trainings on Vespa salt and water, Vespa electrolytes and water?
Oh, most of them.
I know.
Most of them. Seriously. Like,
and isn't it a wonderful feeling?
What's that?
Isn't it a wonderful feeling to not have your body trying to digest while you're exercising?
Yeah. I mean, it's, and I have to tell you, I have a lot of friends who are, or family even, honestly, that are saying, wow, don't you think you should wake up and have something in your, put something in your stomach, have a big breakfast, or, you're going to go out for a number of hours. And I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, this is it. Like, I don't need to get super intense here with a bunch of calories, and my body's going to take care of it. And it does. I mean, it's essentially, like you said, water, electrolytes, and Vespa.
No, it's great. It's crazy.
It is. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's just so much.
There is,
and there's so many variables, and that's why having a coach to work with you or to work out your individual variables is so important. But the point I want to make about our OFM approach, getting yourself back to that thing, is the science is complex and it's dynamic and it's very individualized. However, talking about those basics, the execution is remarkably easy once you can let go and quit trying to micromanage it. Now that you've been doing it for several years, do you ever think about what you eat? Do you ever count the macros?
No.
You don't. Or you don't, and you need to work out if you've been lazy, or if you're overtraining, you need to take a day off. It just kind of works out that way. And unfortunately, a lot of other sports have become very metric and data driven and technology driven. And you see people go nuts, like the triathletes where they got the crossbar of their bike at the one taped with 20 gels on the crossbar. And they're
exactly. I mean, it's like this very conventional way, right, of doing a sport or doing anything. Like, you just think you're hanging on to this, conventional thinking that I think is to me, it's not going to be good for you. I mean, I think if you can expand your mind, like for me, it was hard, as I said at the beginning of this discussion, at first I was like, wait a second, like, how does this Vespa work? And I was so skeptical about it until I really started to do a deeper dive myself, and then started to make some changes. And then I started to see the results, but I had to let go. And I don't think you're not going to get it unless you are willing to expand your mind and try something different.
Yeah.
Right. Because it is a shift. It's a shift.
It's a leap of faith, because the conventional wisdom has everybody looking at these external metrics, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Instead of trusting your own innate body to deliver. And it's like, people have to stop and think, we've got thousands of calories on us.
Exactly. It's hard because then you don't want to get into this whole thing of, we're poo-pooing the industry that is making all of this stuff, right? Because, the Goos and the Hammers and the, all these companies, I mean, obviously they're there, they have a purpose. However, it's just that we have to get out of this mindset that should be automatically expected of us, to assume that we're going to need to do like a gel every 45 minutes and a waffle, you know what I mean? That we get into
Some
this like
people do a gel every 20 minutes.
for 20 minutes. I've actually raced girls that are having GI issues on the course as I'm passing them, and I say to them, what's going on? And it's like, oh, well, I had too many gels. My stomach is blowing up. And I'm like, well, what have you been doing? Oh, I had gel every, I think one girl told me she had a gel every 25, 30 minutes. And I'm thinking, wow, that's way too much, you know? And I'm like, stop what you're doing. And this is my advice. Stop taking gels and just drink water, sip on water, and just keep moving.
Salt and water.
Yeah, and I've said this to a number of different athletes in general on the course, you know, while racing, just pull back everything, simplify, and just keep going.
It's kind of interesting because we have this body, you know, our bodies are meant to burn fat, right?
Right.
And right before this podcast, I was talking to Nell Stephenson, the paleoista. She worked with Lauren Cardane when the paleo diet first came out.
Oh yeah. Oh,
So
interesting.
I coach her on stuff like this for a competition, and she's getting ready to do the LA Marathon. She was actually asking me, what's the pitch I give these people? Because they say, well, Stacy Sims says this, women need carbs, and I can't do what you do. Because Nell is like, I've got Nell dialed in. And that was the missing piece, because the paleo diet, I don't know if you know, but Lauren Cordain, he was like in that conventional educational thing, and he didn't understand that your liver can make all the glucose it can from fat. So that's why the paleo diet always had that fruit. You could have all these things because he thought you needed the glucose from an extra source. And I remember Jeff Bollock and Steve Finney trying to explain that to him, and he initially didn't understand that, because just like with you, that's what the education. So you're not the only one. That was just what was taught. Females need to become better fat burners, but they're being told this message that, oh no, you can't, you're a female. It's like, no, females are designed to be the ultimate fat burner, because as I say, the reason women have more sensitive hunger triggers. They'll save more, they'll store more fat real easily, but it's all for a reason. They're hyper fat burners because it's like I say, they're eating. A woman, in far as biology, me as my biologist hat on, right? A woman's role in nature, in that cycle of life, is you're made to eat and save for two, because late gestation, childbirth, lactation,
right,
your hunting gathering skills aren't very good, right? Right. And you can't depend on the male to be around.
That's right. That's right. Well,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you have to be pretty much self-sufficient. And that's why women put it on more. But when they get to that late gestation, childbirth, lactation, their fat burning gets kicked into overdrive. And just like you or Roxanne or Jenny or any of the gals I work with, you can get females to do it. It's just that you have to work on that multi-dimensional paradigm.